courage to face some of the things that they face. This is Pueblo Nuevo. This is the it's sort of an annex of Jibara. You can see the buildings here are very different than in the picture I just showed you. The old one, the other one had colonial architecture, sort of very fancy from back in the day. These are an example of Russian Soviet flats that were built during the time that Russia was and the Soviet Union was in partnership with Cuba. So you can see these are very rundown, not beautiful places to live, but it's what people have. And this is the pastoral house where we stayed, which is very small but really sweet. And like I said, it didn't have a fridge and stuff like that, but it had the things that we need. And we learned to count on our neighbors for those other things. This is Jairo. This is the son of the pastoral family, my Cuban son, as I call him, since 2016. He's a medical student. He's the same age as Stella. He just turned 20, and he is studying to be a doctor and currently has to do rounds in the community because of coronavirus. So he goes door to door every single day to check on people, to make sure that everyone is complying with the stay-at-home order and that they have everything that they need. And if anyone's sick and things like that, he goes around in a neighborhood as a medical student. All the medical students in Cuba have to do that. These are the children from the church. This is the Christmas celebration that we had here. We have the roasting of the pig, and actually I'm going to give you if I can figure out how to do it. Oh, I can't. All right, well, I really wanted to show a video, but I don't see how to do it here. Here, I can do it. I'm going to give you just a little bit a sense of the sights and sounds of that. I don't understand why my screen keeps disappearing every time I do this. Here we go. This is the kids doing games. This is how they used the donations that everyone donated, which were so appreciated for a lot of the kids. That was, you know, that was their big sort of Christmas event, and we did it for King's Day, not for Christmas proper, but they kind of organized all these different games and stuff for the kids to win prizes, and the soccer ball was used as a sort of like a you know, hot potato to award the prizes and things like that, and we had a lot of fun. So oh gosh, I don't know why it's so hard to switch between screens. Weird. Okay.
Jade, are you wanting us to be looking at a screen right now? We're back on gallery mode.
Okay. Yeah, I don't quite understand why, but when I switch screens, it seems to close out the screens, but then I can pull them back up. I don't really get it. So anyway, I don't want to. Okay, here we go. Can you see now?
Not yet. Now we're good.
Whoops, what happened? So you can see the church is very modest. It's a small, tiny little church. They've actually just expanded it quite a bit to accommodate more people because it got really packed to the gills. But it's still quite tiny by our standards, and it's really a humble community of a lot of people in Pueblo Nuevo don't have money and have very very simple houses. But I guess what I would like to share with you, what I'd like you to know, is that if you go to Pueblo Nuevo, people will invite you to their home. You will walk in and they will say, "Esta es tu casa." This is your house. And they'll say, you know, I don't have a lot. I maybe don't have a refrigerator. I'm sorry, there's no sink to wash your hands, but what I have is to share with you, and you are loved. And that attitude permeates everything, and is why Cuba has been such why so many Quakers have loved to visit Cuba from other places, because it's just a very powerful experience to see how people live that attitude of solidarity out. And finally, this is a picture that came today from Havana yearly meeting. They do a lot of really cool projects, and this is just a message that they put together to send out to other friends, of each of them holding a message that creates one message. And it says that the word of Christ abide in you and put you at ease, that you would have the wisdom to be able to counsel one another and to affirm mutually with psalms, hymns, and praises, that the grace put in your hearts a song of for God, which I think is probably from Psalms, but I didn't look up the passage, so I am just translating. But essentially, that is it. So I have more pictures, but I feel that I'm really that it's time to sort of move on. So to open worship. So I want to introduce these queries, and the queries are these. How am I connected to those who are distant from me and living in different conditions or cultures? Are we mutually connected through our heart, our actions, or in other ways? If so, how? If not, why? Does the word solidarity describe my experience of God or my faith? And finally, how am I called to practice solidarity as a form of Christian love? I will put these in the chat. And I will invite anyone who feels led to speak to speak out of the silence, or otherwise we can reflect together silently, knowing that we're connected through our hearts and spiritually and through Zoom.